So extensive ties that India and Russia have, and there's more room for expansion there as President Putin begins his official engagements on day 2 of his state visit to India for the 23rd India-Russia Annual Summit. Ambassador Anil Wadhwa, former senior diplomat, joins us now. He's been India's representative ambassador in Italy, Poland, Oman, as well as Thailand. Good morning to you, Ambassador Wadhwa. What do you make of the prospects of the expansion and even the balancing of trade where these ties are concerned between India and Russia, given the kind of geopolitical environment that we have these days, where there's a very strong gaze on in which direction are these ties being further strengthened?
Definitely, I think it's a very important visit from the perspective of what is happening today in geopolitics. And obviously, the visit will be watched very closely in United States, in the Western capitals in particular, in Europe. And as far as India and Russia are concerned, I think they've come to realize it's very important to diversify the trade and investment relationship. Why this has come about as an urgency now is because over the course of last year, as we all know, the trade deficit has ballooned due to the increasing levels of imports of Russian oil. And now it has come to a stage where we need to balance this trade relationship in particular. Fortunately for us, there have been a number of areas that have been identified. A number of delegations have visited over the past year into Russia. And it is the Indian industry which now needs to take the lead and to have faith in the future of this relationship. The avenues are all there, and we have, starting from the connectivity projects that have been talked about for some time now, new avenues which have opened up because Indian exporters also need to diversify due to the ongoing sanctions or tariffs from the United States due to Russian oil imports. And in particular, pharmaceuticals, textiles, shrimp exporters, seafood exporters, they should all look at the Russian market to export much more to that market. On the Russian side, also, there's been a readiness which has been expressed to look into more increased imports from India. The agriculture minister of Russia has been in Delhi over the past few days, and the bilateral talks which have been held have also indicated that agriculture products from India would be welcomed in Russia. In fact, they're willing to enter into joint ventures in this field. And similarly, from the pharmaceutical side, the past few weeks have seen intensive engagements, which have led to the conclusion that there is a lot of scope for increasing exports of pharmaceutical products into Russia. So, all in all, I think it is a promising story for diversification. And how we progress with this is very important. I think timely decisions need to be taken, and businessmen need to have that faith in the Russian market.
Uh, Ambassador Anil Wadhwa, Shubhendu here. Just for the benefit of our viewers, I also want to inform that you've served as the head of East Europe Division in Ministry of External Affairs, looked after relations with Russia and East European countries. Sir, how do you also see in the recent years, particularly since the conflict in Ukraine, the changing dynamics of Russia with global geopolitics, and what are the implications for India-Russia ties? We've seen the pressures in the recent years, but going forward, what do you read as the implications?
So I think Russia has indeed been under pressure for the past few years. We all know that. And this pressure is not eased, by the way, it's still continuing. Until there is a solution to the Ukraine conflict, this pressure will continue. In fact, it could go in a direction which is quite inimical to what India desires to see in the future, which is a quick settlement of this issue, because it's not just impacting Russia, it's also impacting its major partners like India and also partners in the global south, in Africa, etc. So it's important that a settlement is reached in this conflict as quickly as possible. Now, as far as Russia's importance in the world is concerned, of course, the United States looks at Russia today in the context of Trump 2.0 as a country with whom rapprochement is possible, a partnership is possible, because in the long term, I think the main competition to the United States will come from China. The technological race, which is on for the last few years, is quite evident. The armaments race, which is on for the last few years, also quite evident. And the spheres of influence, which are diminishing for the United States due to the dominance, the upcoming Chinese dominance in various regions of the world, is also quite evident. So therefore, that rapprochement is going to help as far as the US-Russia relationship is concerned. Europe, on the other hand,